Derek, go ahead.
Derek, I'll jump it off. Obviously the linebacker legacy, since you've been in school with Kel, Marlo, Steph, how have those guys kind of primed you for, a big breakout year?
Yeah, I've had a lot of good mentors, I think, along the way when I first came in. Obviously, Kel was here. He really helped me get accustomed to the defense and grow. And then Marlo kind of took over, and he's been my right-hand man ever since. So we've had a lot of good leaders, and I think just continuing that tradition has really helped us and is going to help us as a defense this year.
Let me ask you, how do you balance, obviously you're a dynamic pass rusher, but also a guy that can, drop in coverage. So how do you manage playing a more traditional linebacker role and also being an elite pass rusher?
Yeah, it's some adjustment. I'm playing more off the ball right now, so I'm getting used to that, and it's something that I didn't do as much last year. But just being able to do both, I think, will help our team. Obviously, our coaches are good at kind of putting us in positions to succeed, so they'll give me some opportunities to do both, and I think that'll definitely help us moving forward.
What is something specifically, Derek, you've learned from Coach Fran that's helped you improve as a player so far?
I think really just his championship mentality. Obviously, I thought we were working pretty hard before, but since he's come in, we've really upped things, and I think just the work ethic and what's demanded of us, the standard, it keeps rising every day, and that's something that I think is really cool to watch, and it's been fun to be a part of.
What's like some work that you didn't do before, or something that might have slid before that now gets sort of called out?
Yeah, I think we're just, obviously he talks about dart all the time. We're being more detailed. And you see practice out there, it's super fast. We don't really have any time to stop. There's no time for breaks, and it's more game-like that because you don't really have time to think. It's more reaction. So we've just been moving fast. Obviously, it's school and football and not a lot of free time, but that's kind of the nature of it, and it's been a lot of fun.
Derek, the high intensity, the fast pace, especially now, like even in spring practice, how do you think that will kind of translate to fall ball, to the season?
Yeah, he talks about it when he talks to us, Coach Fran. He says you don't lose games in November, you lose games in March and April. So obviously getting that work in right now and kind of getting accustomed to that speed, by the time we get to the season, we should be ready for it, and we should be able to just focus on the details and who we're playing that week.
What's the message been from you and Marlo and JB and some of those leaders returning to the new guys?
Yeah, I think a lot of the new guys have come in pretty seamlessly, honestly. So it's just been where we want to take this program moving forward. We're not really content with what we did last year, what we've done the past couple of years. I think the standard is to be undefeated, is to go win every game this year. So just kind of working as hard as we can to make sure that's possible.
I know you got a start of a big week with the scrimmage on Saturday. Marlo talked about quieting the offense a little bit. What are you most looking forward to seeing from the defense on Saturday?
Yeah, I think just bringing that energy. Obviously, sometimes it's hard with class and with all the stuff we're doing, but coming out, especially on the weekend on Saturday, we don't have anything afterwards. So I think coming out and bringing that energy, defense needs to have that juice to kind of perform, and it's a lot of fun when we do.
What would be a noticeable difference for you between the 4-2-5 and the 3-3-5?
That's a good question. For me, it's just playing more off the ball. Obviously, in a traditional linebacker space, we're bigger up front, so that definitely helps. I've seen kind of the gaps that I'm fitting or the role that I'm playing. I can see my gap more clearly, and I'm not really involved in the front as much, which is nice because I got some big boys up there cleaning it up for me.
Derek, going off of that, obviously 3-3-5 from Tony White to the previous regime, but you're third defensive play caller in as many years. How are you so adaptable to whatever scheme or formation you're in?
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of change. Obviously we kind of kept the same defense moving from Coach White to Coach Long, but a lot of things still changed, and then this has been completely different. But I think it's just being receiving, being ready to learn is something that you have to do constantly in football. So it's been a lot of learning, but that's part of the game. And I think once we start to get that down, you'll start to see us playing faster and faster, which will be really fun to watch.
Thanks.